Hello and welcome back to the Unlocked Potential podcast. On this week's episode, we have Jay Kavanagh. Jay has had massive growth on social media and is focusing on building his career as a creator. If you're enjoying this podcast on whatever platform you're listening on, make sure to give us a follow or subscribe. I hope you enjoy. Thanks so much for coming on, Jay.
Thank you very much for having me.
So the reason why I thought it'd be great to have you on is just because I think I've been following you on social media now a while now, and the growth you've had is unreal. Like I think I seen the post that you put up actually about the interactions and stuff that you have, you know, and your insights, and then your following, like how quick it jumped. Yeah. And then I think I went back there like probably a while after that to show someone. I was like, like saying, like your interactions have grown so much, like. Because it's not even about your followers, like it's about how many people look at your, like when you're looking at your insights, or anyone's looking, like brands are looking at your page, they're actually looking at how many people go onto your page, don't they?
Yeah, it's all about engagement, 100%. Like it's I think for Instagram especially, over the last kind of couple of, say the last 3 months, it's just like exploded. But that's down to like there's so many like moving parts behind that, you know what I mean? It's not just luck. Obviously luck has a bit of a factor to play in it, but like I've worked so hard over the last 3 months, like I'm uploading more or less. I don't think there's been a few days where I haven't uploaded 4 times a day, but trying to upload 4 times a day.
4 times a day,
Nearly.
Yeah.
Like,
and is that on TikTok and Instagram?
Yeah. It's a graft, like, but it's well worth it, like, obviously, as you can.
And would you upload on any other platforms?
Yeah, it's like
I upload YouTube Shorts and all.
I'd upload on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook Reels, Twitter.
Facebook Reels and all.
Yeah, Twitter. Sometimes Reddit, it depends. YouTube Shorts.
Where we go back sometimes where?
Reddit.
What's that?
Reddit's like a forum kind of thing. You never heard of it, no?
No.
It's brilliant. Like it's kind of like an unfiltered version of Twitter, basically.
Right, do you know what? Actually, now that sounds familiar. I'm so behind. I have one of the girls doing social media first because I'm one of them that'll go on my phone and get distracted what I'm doing and I'm scrolling for hours.
I'm like that as well. Like everyone thinks that like I'm always on it. Like to be scrolling for about an hour before I start posting. Like,
it's always get distracted.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So that's what I was saying. I was like, the growth that you've had, like so quick. I'd say, what are your interactions now?
I think today I actually checked. So,
because it's like in the last 30 days.
It's like over 1 million, like
over 1 million in
impressions. Like I think it's 1.6, 1.7 million impressions.
So for anyone who doesn't know what that means, it's just how many people look at your Instagram page in the last 40 days.
Yeah, basically, or have interacted with posts, or have watched their content more than once, and all that kind of stuff. It's like it's great. It's mad numbers to be on the board, especially for. Like my account is still, in the grand scheme of things, small. But it's like, to me, it's not. Do you know what I mean? To me, it's absolutely massive. Like I'm just at 25.5k, like, and that has happened in, like, I hit 10k 3 months ago. Like,
and you have to grow another 15.
Yeah, like it took me 4 years to get to. It took me 4 or 5 years to get to 10k. It took me ages to get to 10k, and then all of a sudden it just kind of skyrocketed from that. But like that. Like I was saying, like I'm posting 4 times a day. Like you're putting out more, so the more likelihood of you doing well is it's going to be more. Do you know what I mean? You've more chance of doing well because you're putting out more.
Yeah, and like, how do you find the time of day? Like you work full time and all.
Yeah, so I do electrical engineering. I'm doing an apprenticeship at the minute, and then I'm posting like 4 times a day. Like I'm posting and I'm editing whenever I can, to obviously like get myself after work. Then I'm able to post and just post. I think a big thing as well is scheduling posts. So scheduling posts. Sometimes, like I don't really do it as much anymore, but when I was really, really busy in work, I was using like say different apps to schedule me posts.
And what apps were you using?
I know Instagram actually has I was using Instagram,
in the advanced sentence.
I think the only thing TikTok, I don't know if TikTok has a scheduling thing.
I don't think so. You can draft them.
Yeah, sorry, I draft them, and then it's just a matter of you have it ready to go, sound and all that. It's hashtags done, just post. I feel like
we do that as well. Yeah,
I feel like being really prepared, like, and preparing yourself is like, it does benefit you. Do you know what I mean? Like of pre-preparing stuff, like pre-preparing posts, having like say batch content done where you don't get the chance to record new content. You actually have content you can go back to in the archives and then just post that. And sometimes like it does way better than you expect.
Yeah, and do you like? Would you just like say, "Oh, that's all right," and just post it? Just to post it, or would you like? Would you be like, no, I'm not posting it unless I think it's gonna do well.
I think I don't know. I'm kind of a bit of a mix, being honest, because like I'm a real, like say for the vlogs, for example, I'm a real perfectionist, and that's the worst thing that could possibly be trying to do a vlog, a daily vlog especially, because it's not going to be perfect. Do you know what I mean? I think
Yeah, that's
like it's never going to be perfect. Do you know what I mean? I think a lot of people, I think us, like as humans or whatever, we always want like it to be perfect, but it's just there's no such thing as perfection. It's just what we value as like good enough. Do you know what I mean? I don't think there's any type of thing
Yeah.
that's perfect.
I keep like I done a few of them ages ago, and they actually done really well. And I feel like I'm like, oh, I need to start doing them again. But it's like you find like your day just be so hectic.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going to take a tripod out when there's half of me wardrobes on me bed. Like
It's 100, like it's actually that's so true. Like my room does be sometimes in an absolute state.
and you have to try tidy it up and all to like get your tripod out.
Most of the fashion videos I do, like the room where you look at the fashion video, you see me, oh, like that's really clean, but the back of it like has clothes all over the place trying to get clothes.
But the ones that you like putting your clothes on and you're getting ready for the day, then
like the back of the store, like the back of the room is just in absolute tatters. Like
no, that's it's a bit like I feel like your whole life now is just social media.
Yeah,
anything, not just even like content. I feel like every business is going like that as well.
Yeah, 100%. Like it's the new age. Do you know what I mean? It's the new way to do business. It's the new way to like get yourself out there. It's the new way to make a living. Do you know what I mean? And it's mad that people can actually make a full-time income from social media. I think that's absolutely wild.
Yeah. So I feel like it's opened up so many like opportunities, and like people making like some amount of money just from working from home and then traveling and all as well. Like it's unreal.
It's crazy, and I think it does open your eyes to what is out there, like the potential of what you can potentially earn with social media and online businesses, etc. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I feel like as well, like that's why I feel like because you're a fella, I'd say that was real daunting for you to do. I'd say you felt like, oh, like everyone's going to be looking at me like and thinking this and that, like. Yeah,
like obviously, like with the likes of the fashion videos and all that kind of stuff, there's not a lot of fellas. Like I've said this so much to so many people. Like there's basically no fellas doing fashion. Do you know what I mean? Like there's like obviously you have the girls. There's so many girls doing fashion content, fashion related stuff, like fashion pages, all that kind of stuff. But there's not very many fellas. Like, and I think that's really good. And like I'm kind
it's
of
different. Yeah,
I'm kind of like not a boyo fella, but you know what I mean? Like I'm a, you know, like I'm just kind of a normal fella, if that makes sense. So I think it's good to have other fellas like look up to someone that's like them and does relate to them and like, oh, well, this is possible, so I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? Like, and I think it definitely does inspire people.
Yeah, and what made you like start? What turned around and what made you turn around one of the days and be like, I'm going to start doing vlogs, or I'm going to just start making reels and.
For the vlogs, I grew up watching people. I grew up watching vloggers. Like I grew up watching the likes of Casey Neistat and all. For anyone that doesn't know, Casey Neistat is like probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, like vlogger in the US. He's doing like 400 daily vlogs, as in like he's from 0 to 400 day to day. Do you know what I mean?
Who's he? What does he do? He
just does like he owns a couple of companies. Like he owns he used to own an app called Beam. So basically it was like a version of Snapchat. So he did document the whole process from like starting the company all the way up, and he's just like he's a filmmaker. Do you know what I mean? Like he does ads for different companies and all that kind of stuff. So he has a really interesting life, which makes for a really, really good daily vlog. But like he's just so smart in the way he does his content. Do you know what I mean? Like you can see a lot of his content in my content. Like I've taken a lot of inspiration from him. Like you have like the different
angles.
Everyone
kind of does just.
Yeah, like I've taken inspiration for basically the way I do my content is just me taking inspiration from a load of different creators, a load of different like social media people that are on social media or whatever. I just put it all into one, and then eventually making it my own and crafting it to say uniquely to me. Like but yeah, he was one of the biggest inspirations for the daily vlogs, 100%. And then like the likes of the fashion content and all that kind of stuff, I don't know how that really came about, being honest. Like,
probably just popped into your head,
like
oh, no one does it, why not?
Yeah, it was kind of a little bit of a light bulb moment. Like I have friends that do fashion content, like the likes of Demi and all that kind of stuff, you know, and he would have been a big inspiration for me starting fashion content, because it's like it's going back to seeing him do it and seeing what's possible, and it kind of gives you a little bit of something to work towards. You know what I mean? Like that eventually, like that is possible. Like it's madness. The fashion content though, I love doing the vlogs and the fashion content. Like all the content I do now, I love.
So when you decided to do that, was that just kind of like, oh, I just want to make videos, or was it like you seen the possibilities on social media and was like, I could probably do this? Like,
No, like I've always loved to create things. I've always loved to make things. I've always liked to like produce things. You know what I mean? As like say a filmmaker, like and a storyteller, and I've always liked to try. Like I've always said that I love telling a story through a lens, and that's the way I've got. Like even when I was younger and all, like I used to have a YouTube channel when I was like way young. Like everyone else, they wanted to be a YouTuber. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, like when I was really young, I had like a YouTube channel trying to create different things, doing different angles, all that kind of stuff, and it definitely has taken over from then to now as well. You can see a lot of that, like the way I like to create things. I like to, don't know, I feel like I'm a real perfectionist as well with some of my bits of content, like we were just saying. The likes of the vlogs, I like them to be perfect, but like that, they're never going to be perfect.
Yeah, that's what they say, isn't it? If you're going to wait till it's going to be perfect, you're never going to do it.
Yeah, 100%. And
you're learning as you go. It gets better.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, like I've said this, I was only talking to someone the other day about this, like they were asking me, actually it was in one of the vlogs, I did a Q&A, and one of the questions was like, any tips to get started in social media? I said, like, at the end of the day, you're going to be shit at the start no matter what. You just need to post, and eventually you will get better and you will get to where you need to be. And that's all it is, just all about consistency and just trusting yourself that you want to improve. Do you know what I mean? Like, trust yourself that you are going to improve. You're going to take on board like what people say to you that are ahead of you in the game. And that's what I've done. Like, I've taken on a lot of advice there from people that are, say, technically ahead of me in the game. And I respect, like, people that I respect as well, because at the end of the day, they're only trying to help you out. So yeah, like, it's crazy. It's wild. What's gone.
Did you get any, like, say, criticism off anyone, like, around you when you started? Like, as in, like, what you doing?
Yeah, no.
I feel like I did at the start. It was
really?
Like just a kind of like mad, like, how do I, you're like little, as in like, what? Like,
yeah,
do you know,
like what are you doing that for? Like,
yeah, like it was a bit like that, like probably not meaning it in that way, but.
I don't really know, like, I didn't really tell many people, like when I first started doing social media, I didn't really tell anyone.
You just put it up?
I kind of just put it up, and
did you get anyone turn around and be like, what? Like, what made you do that?
I don't know. Like, I don't think I really got many people that were kind of, but then again, I don't really have a big circle. Do you know what I mean?
Right,
like, I wouldn't have, like,
yeah.
I'd have people that I like I socialise with, I'd say hello to or whatever. But I have a really close circle of friends, really close people like that I actually listen to and value their opinions. So like,
who cares what anyone thinks anyways?
Well,
like,
do you know what I mean? Like, why would you bother? Like, at the end of the day, opinion is only an opinion. Everyone has an opinion. Whether you take that opinion on board is totally up to you. Do you know what I mean? But no, I think from my like inner circle of people, I had great support from the start all the way up to now. If anything, the support is like way stronger than it was. I think obviously at the start, like naturally, people are going to be like, oh, "Why are you doing that for?" Like, do you know what I mean? Like, this.
I feel like it's more normal now as well.
Yeah.
Like over like, when did you start?
I started my first ever video, I think was 2021. 2021?
2 years ago?
2 years ago? 2 years ago. I'm going to say 2 years ago. I actually genuinely don't know. Someone asked me that a while ago and I was like, I actually have no clue. I think it's 2021.
Yeah, and you've probably, how many videos have you made by now?
I actually seen it. I actually looked up. There's a thing that I was looking up the other day, and it's called Social Blade. So you're able to check like other creators, like, and check like I like checking sometimes like for engagement rate and all that kind of stuff to see what I'm doing well, see what I'm not doing well, and what I can improve on.
You can do that on Facebook as well, though.
Yeah, that's right.
Your insights and all.
My Instagram has 830 posts, and then TikTok, God knows, I genuinely don't know.
Would you like post more on TikTok?
I obviously,
or just do the same for
both.
Both?
Before I started like really trying to grow the Instagram, I just posted on TikTok, and that was the sole platform I posted on. And then obviously I seen the potential of like Instagram, because I think Instagram is always and is always going to be the superior platform. Like, I don't think it's going anywhere. Like, a lot of people are saying early stages of TikTok that's going to take over Instagram. I don't think it is. I think the two of them have now separated to like their own standalone apps, which they both have like their own uses for, their own advantages for. Do you know what I mean? But I think just going forward, like from a business point of view and a standpoint, I think a lot more businesses would rather someone on Instagram opposed to TikTok.
Yeah, I feel like more like, I feel like it's much younger on TikTok and there's more ages. I feel like Instagram's the new Facebook.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah, that's what they said. Like, what was it? It was like when TikTok first came out, it was like Instagram is the new version of Twitter, and then TikTok came out. TikTok's the new version of Instagram. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, like it's crazy how many social media platforms are. Like you can't even keep up. Like I don't think many people. Well, I think a few people use it. I wouldn't really be using it as much either. Like I've only ever just posted on it and that's it. I haven't like gone like.
Would you post on that religiously as well every day?
Not religiously, no, every so often. But no, not really.
I just feel like if I tried to get it before, and I posted something on it, and I was like, I feel like I'm posting a Facebook status. Remember them?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm embarrassed. I took it down and deleted it.
Yeah, no, like, it is like I don't know. It's just a bit of a mad app. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't see the whole relevance around it, but. Obviously, a lot of people have talked about it, saying like it's.
Yeah, no,
like
some
you need
people
to get
are
on it, like,
always on it.
Yeah.
Some people are always on it, like.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a good platform. Like, it's definitely something I might like venture into and see what it's all about. Like, see if there is potential to do some things on it, because I've never heard of anyone saying, I'm doing a Twitter post and getting paid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, you have ads on Instagram, TikTok, and all that kind of stuff, but I've never heard anyone doing an ad on Twitter. No, maybe they have. I don't know.
Yeah, probably like if you post something about like a brand or something.
Possibly.
Yeah, like a little tweet or whatever.
Yeah.
But so you'd reuse all the stuff that you'd make on all platforms, like say.
Yeah. No, 100%. Like all I'm doing is putting the post across every platform, and then it'd have like a different reaction on different platforms. Do you know what I mean? Like say I've learned over the last couple of months that if I post early on Instagram, it'll grow over the day, if that makes sense. So I could post really any time on Instagram and it would be fine. Like eventually it will grow, eventually it'll kick on. On TikTok it's a little bit different, I think. Anyway, this is just me. I think the evening time definitely is better for me on TikTok. And then I think Instagram is just, obviously I post 4 times a day. So if I was doing 4 posts a day, I do one in the morning, one around lunchtime.
I didn't even notice that you post 4 times a day.
No, you don't. Like that's what the good thing is about the algorithm though. Like it'll only show you kind of sometimes what you're interacting with. That's how the apps are keeping you on like the social media platforms for so long.
That's all. I feel like it's always changing.
Yeah, like it is. No, it is 100%.
All the time.
You have to remember though, like these companies are investing billions and billions for retention. Like retention is the new currency. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's crazy, but
just to get people longer on the app.
Yeah, like so I'd post like on Instagram, say for example, I'd post in the morning, I'd post at lunchtime, post after work like around 5 or 6, and then I'd post at 9 o'clock. Yeah, that's an ideal day.
Yeah, and I don't understand how you find the time for all this. So you came up today, did you do care?
Yeah.
You came up today after work, got changed in your car, and then out with a pair of Snickers, onto the podcast. Now you're getting changed again for an event.
And then going to the event after this, yeah.
And have you like made 4 videos then as well today?
Yeah.
You've made 4 videos.
I've edited 4 videos.
And you edited them?
Yeah.
You didn't make...
I didn't make 4 videos today.
Yeah, still even just editing 4 videos, like...
Yeah, like especially the way I do my content, it's not necessarily like it take 2 seconds to edit. Like that video that I put up just before I came here, like that was a video that's going to be in the vlog, and they're just seeing it. And like sometimes you get videos like that where you see it and like, oh, that'd be good to put up. Do you know what I mean? So, because a lot of people have asked me like, how do I do my angles and all that kind of stuff, and I just thought that'd be funny. Like the reality of actually doing one of my angles is obviously having to go and then run back and get the camera, and hopefully it's not gone. Like that was miles away. Like. And I was almost positive someone was gonna rob it.
Oh, your phone.
Almost, yeah. Like today, the one I put up on Instagram. But like as we were saying, like I got changed in my car. I went to work, got changed in my car, and now I'm here.
Fair play to you.
Yeah, well, like at the end,
you're getting it done.
Like I've always said this, like you need to do what others want to get to what others can't. Do you know what I mean? Like doing things like that, going to work and then getting changed in the car, then going to this.
Like and then, you'll get to a stage where like you're just probably just doing content and getting paid off loads of brands. And
yeah, hopefully that's the end goal. That'd be the dream. Like, do you know what I mean? But yeah, like it's all about like just being committed to the whole process. Do you know what I mean? Like and doing things that will move the needle. Like me coming straight from work to this podcast is me moving the needle forward, you know what I mean? And then going to this event, network and all that kind of stuff, is still moving the needle forward. Yeah,
exactly. And your girlfriend as well does
so she's only kind of started to do social media now, and she's smashing it. Like she does totally different content than what I would do, and that is great because it's seeing very like on very occasionally that you would have people that are together doing the exact same content or doing like say like a girlfriend and boyfriend page.
What type of content does she do?
So she does like a lot of makeup, fashion, beauty, because she's a qualified she's gonna kill me if I don't know this. She's qualified in makeup. She has an eye tech.
Oh yeah.
I think she's an eye tech and lashes. and a couple of other. I don't know. She's a beautician. That's
right.
But she does that type of content, and she does loads of little bits. She's done a lot. She's done a lot of fashion, like with pennies. She was like, she did one video, and this was our first ever viral video. It was like Penny's brought out some like long jumpsuit or something.
Yeah.
A while back, I don't know what the fuck it was. But anyway, it did like 700,000 views. Like, we actually got invited to Dundrum, the opening of Pennies in Dundrum, and she had done a video for it, and I think it did the best out of every creator that was there. I think it did 800k or something, which is madness.
Oh really?
Yeah, of just showing the opening, like.
All right, okay. And does she have a big following?
She's starting to really kick on now. Like, I think she's just on. I think she has around. She has 5k, I think, on TikTok, and then her Instagram, she only kind of started to put that like really public. She had a private Instagram, and I said, like, listen, get onto Instagram. Just all you're doing is posting the same stuff across the different platform. And she started doing that, and I think the last like month or 2 months, like, she's gained nearly 3,000 followers.
Yeah. So that's all. I feel like I was only talking to someone the other day. They were trying to get people to go to an event or whatever, like, and like just looking at people who have really big following and all. And I'm like some people have really big following, you forget all about them because they're not posting, and their interactions are probably shy. This
is it. Like, and I think it's definitely changed from when I had my clothing brand. It was all about send it to the person with the biggest following. Now it's not about that. Like, there's so many UGC creators,
and a lot of them with the bigger following, they'll probably post one little picture and that's the end of it.
But that's what I'm saying.
They want more money and 100%, stuff like that.
Like, I think like there's so many UGC creators. For anyone that doesn't know, that's user-generated content. So basically, like, I know UGC creators that are making bank and they have less than 10k followers, but it's all about the content they create. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I'm a brand, right? If I'm a brand and I'm looking at a creator, it's all about it. I don't care about the following. What can you give me in terms of like content value, production value? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, content is key nowadays. It'll make or break a business, and that is madness to say that, but eventually, if you want to succeed online, you need to have good content. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, and I feel like that's so, like, when, like, say for brands, like they'll get more out of someone with like a less of a following because they're 100%. Trying more. They're going to post more.
Yeah, 100%. Like, it's just using your business brand. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you send stuff out to a micro influencer, more than likely you're going to get a lot more out of the micro influencers that's trying to like make it, rather than the big influencer that has already quote unquote made it and doesn't feel obliged to really post it.
Unless they get paid
mad money. Like, and that's just the way the game goes. And that's not taking anything away from the big creator that has gotten there, because they've worked so hard to get to where they are that they can charge thousands and thousands for like a little post. Like, look at the likes of Kim Kardashian, all the Kardashians, like, I think they get like 5 million per Instagram post, and it's just like something like that. Yeah, I remember reading about that. Yeah, I think it was Kylie Jenner gets like 5 million per Instagram post, but like sometimes it's only her saying in say a top, just a picture of her in the top 5 mil. Like, do you know what I mean? But you have to remember, like, people like that have worked so hard to get to that stage, so you can't take that away from them. But like, you can't take that away from the micro influencers that are trying to make it. Do you know what I mean? Because it is a volatile market nowadays. Like, in terms of the creator economy, like, everyone is trying to do something. Do you know what I mean? And I think you really need to believe.
That's what I feel like. It's a lot like, it's like that now. This is the world we live in. It's like every single thing, business, like, even that's what, as you said, people just making it on social media without even like, that is their job now.
I think that is crazy.
When years ago it was just like, oh, they do nothing.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing.
So true. Like, and like, it's mad. Like, I know people that are full-time creators, full-time content creator. Isn't that madness? Like, that's just even hearing that and saying that is wild.
Yeah, and like, what would their day then be? Like,
just wake up, create content. And
like, that's how I'm like, because I'd be struggling. Like,
really?
Like, with work and stuff like that. Now, obviously, if it was just like to create content all the time, then that'd be another story. But like, fitting the content around everything else. That sounds like, I don't know how you do it.
It's just like, at the end of the day, it comes down to how bad you really want to succeed. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you're not really in this to win, don't bother starting. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like that. It's gonna take, like, look at me for example, right?
But it gets easier as you do, and like, it's 100%. Just more. It's more. I feel like that's what I got into a rhythm of doing it all, and then you
break the rhythm, and then it goes back to like it's harder and harder. Yeah, like, I think for me, like, it's starting to get a lot easier posting 4 times a day. Do you know what I mean? when I was only posting once a day, I was like, geez, that's going to be so hard to post 4 times a day. And it's actually not. Like, once you get into, like you say, a rhythm of things and you're into a kind of a routine, it just does become second nature.
Yeah, to remember to record every single thing. The amount of times I've done a day in the life and it's like I record 2 things and then I'm like,
they're tough, aren't they? Like, they're not easy.
You're like, fuck, it's 10 o'clock. Yeah. I'm about to forget about half my day.
Yeah, like it's not easy at all. Like, people think the vlogs, like, especially, are just so easy. All you're doing is pointing and shooting and stuff. Like, it's not. Like, there's a lot that goes into, like, creating the vlog. Like, at the end of the day, I'm just vlogging my day. Like, I'm not taking the camera out every single second of the day. I'm only taking it out when I feel like it has kind of like influence on people. Do you know what I mean? I feel like it's going to benefit people. Like, it's good for the vlog. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm not like walking around with a camera every day like that. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. That's so, like, it probably does get easier. Like, and when you say it like that, it's just a couple of clips, like, throughout your day.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I've always looked at it, and this is a good way for anyone that wants to do vlogs or break stuff down. Like, break it down into 3 parts. You have a start, you have a middle, and you have an end. So your start is obviously a morning, whatever. Then your middle is middle of the day, and then you have like the evening time as you're finished up your day, or you have something on or something like that. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's a good way to look at it. It's a good way to break it down. It does make it a little bit easier, do you know?
Yeah, and then with what do you use then to create content? Like, what type of you have to?
Yeah, so the best, personally for me, a lot of people ask me what cameras do I use, what gear do I use, how do I get this angle? At the end of the day, the best camera you have is the one that you have in your pocket. Do you know what I mean? Whether that's a phone, whether it's like a regular camera, it doesn't matter what it is. Because if you can tell a great story with a vlog, now this kind of applies more to a vlog, but like, if you can tell a great story, no one cares how bad the audio is, no one cares how bad the camera quality is. It's overlooked because the storyline is so good. So I think that's...
The cameras on your phone now to be great. It's just, that's what the gimbal that you have, that's what I have.
Yeah.
That stops the shakiness and makes it
it's brilliant.
everything professional.
But like, even in the phones now, like, they have enhanced stabilization. Do you know what I mean? So you don't even need a gimbal.
Is this with the new iPhone?
Like, for what phone is that?
I have 14 Pro Max.
That has like stabilization built in. Like, obviously you're not gonna get it like silky smooth unless you have a gimbal or something like that. But like, it has very, very good stabilization. Like, all the kind of newer phones do. Like, and like, an iPhone nowadays isn't what it was years ago. Like, it can create 4K footage. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and that's as good as you need. Like, you don't need a big expensive camera gear, especially if you're only starting out. That's what I really want to stress. Like, a lot of people think you need the best gear, you need the best mics, you need the best everything. I had nothing when I started doing the vlogs, nothing. I had one phone and that was it. And then eventually I transitioned to getting better gear, better cameras, because obviously I transitioned as a creator. I'm getting better and bigger.
Yeah. And so what type of, I seen you have the gimbal, and then do you have the, the mics and stuff? Yeah,
so the gear I have at the minute, obviously I have a new phone. I invested in a new phone because that was the first time I've ever bought a phone. Like, I've never bought a phone. It's either been a hand-me-down or Christmas present. So, I'm using what I have. I'm not going out like spending loads of money on phones. But I obviously bought the new phone because eventually I look at things now, not back then, but I look at them now. How is this gonna benefit me? Does this have like value to me as a creator? Will this move the needle forward? I'm always looking at stuff. Will it move the needle forward? That's the question I always ask myself with everything. So obviously that will, because it's crazy. Like, the camera is ridiculous on it. It's so good.
I'm like, I need to have a look now. I'm like, the 14 Pro Max, but I'm like, it's probably the same thing.
People are saying that, like, don't upgrade if you have the 14 Pro Max.
I feel like it's the ones with the 3 cameras. I had an A Plus, and it was the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And then I think the next one that I got, was it the 3 cameras or was it the 2? Oh my God, I was snapping. I was like, I want the back. And like, the camera was dead. I feel like it's the ones with the 3 cameras, because I know someone who got the 15, just normal 15, and my camera's better.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like 100%. Like, there's more kind of software. There's more components obviously in the Pro versions. Do you know what I mean? The Pro versions I would recommend if someone wants to upgrade a phone or wants to get a better camera, like, get a Pro version, because it's going to benefit you in terms of the camera. But like, even if you don't have a Pro version, like, there's lenses you can get that attach onto your phone, all that kind of stuff. There's workarounds, do you know what I mean? Where you're not spending loads of money.
What lenses would you be using?
I don't use any lenses, but
I have a macro lens for when I'm doing like lashes and stuff like that.
You have macro lens. You can get fisheye lens, wide lens. You can get like just 20 like different types of millimeter lenses. Do you know what I mean? There's so many options out there. Like, there's so many cheaper alternatives rather than going out and spending loads of money on a phone. But yeah, sorry, back to the question. So I'm using an iPhone 15 Pro Max. That's what I use for all my content now. I have the DJI wireless mics. That's what I use for my audio. I wouldn't use it for the daily vlogs. I'd only use it in certain circumstances, whether I'm doing like voiceovers, or I'm doing like say content that it's really windy and I need to be clearly spoken. I have obviously the DJI gimbal.
Yeah.
I don't really use it as much now because obviously I have the phone that has great stabilization, but it's always good to have that in your back pocket. It's always good to have in the arsenal in case you do need it.
That's what I have that. I have that in my bag now. Actually, I carry it around and I forget to, because I love the way the feature of it following you around.
Oh, it's amazing. Like it's so good. Like the technology.
Would you not use that on your vlogs? Because I feel like if you just pop that down.
That's all. I'm like, oh jeez, I have to set up the app and all. Like, but I don't actually think it's that hard.
You don't actually have to. I only learned the other day you can actually do it on your camera, your own camera.
Really?
Just like, come here now. If I took it out, it'd probably take me a while to set it up. But someone showed it to me the other day that you can actually just press it and it'll just work on your normal camera.
Oh no! There you go. Now I might have to bring it back out of retirement.
That's I have it in my bag all the time because I'm planning on doing all these things that just never comes out of my bag.
And then I'm using for all my like kind of underwater shots and all, like the ones that I really can beat around the camera is
what underwater shots? Like I actually didn't even see you one.
Like say if I say if when I was away in Spain, I went like say snorkeling and scuba diving and all that kind of stuff. So I brought me like I have a little DJI. It's like a GoPro, but it's called the Action 3. Basically same thing as a GoPro. I just like DJI products. That's the reason I went for it.
Yeah, I have the camera and the gimbal as well.
I think they're great. Like, do you know what I mean? But yeah, like that's what I use for like if I'm doing content that I needed to get like in a really tight space, and it's really good as well. Like it has a good lens, it has a good camera. It's like I say, it's all about what you have. Yeah,
I was looking into getting the drone, and I was like, I need to relax.
I'll stop a little. Like I was looking again.
I'd love that for on holidays.
It's so easy to just say I need this, and this, but in reality, like you don't like.
Well,
you know what I mean?
That's why I was like, when am I ever like? Because I was like, for work. Like I don't do eyelashes outside.
Doing a drone around the blade and everyone's eyelashes.
Yeah, like what?
Deadly.
And then what apps like would you use for editing and stuff?
Yeah, so I kind of use a mix of apps. I kind of like chop and change a lot. So I started doing the vlogs on Final Cut Pro. Then I went to CapCut.
You started full on like on the professional program?
Yeah, like I had a marketing agency that I was doing content for people. So that's just the software I used. Do you know what I mean? At that time.
You knew already starting how to use that?
I taught myself how to use like Final Cut Pro. Final Cut Pro was brilliant. So I went from Final Cut Pro, then I went to Adobe Premiere, and then I went to CapCut, just using CapCut on the phone because it was just way easier at that time. Now, after a while, I've switched back to Final Cut Pro to do the vlogs. Because the vlogs, I want them to be edited in a certain way, and Final Cut just does that for me. So
yeah, it's like the best program. Yeah, like you won't get any better than that.
Like that and Adobe, and then there's another one called DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci Resolve.
I thought you were going to say that. Yeah,
very good. I think there's another one. There is another one. I can't think of the name, but there is another software that a lot of people are starting to use. I can't remember the name. Yeah,
that's a lot of people are saying CapCut is like Final Cut Pro.
Yeah, like the desktop version of CapCut is exactly like Final Cut Pro. Exact same layout, exact same like techniques of use and stuff and all. It's brilliant. Like CapCut is brilliant and it's free. It's like, do you know what I mean? Like what more do you want?
Yeah, I tried to use Final Cut Pro and it took me 4 hours to edit a video and I learned how to pause and cut. I was like, I'm not a videographer. I was like, I'm not switching career paths. So I think I'll just stop that there.
It now, innit? Yeah, no, 100%. Like it does take time. It took me a lot of time to learn Final Cut because that was the first software I ever threw myself into. And like there was the amount of YouTube videos I watched and all.
That's what I was like, pausing YouTube, do something.
It's so hard, but like that. Then again, like I'm looking at it, will this move the needle? And at that time it did. Like, do you know what I mean? It was able
that's what your content creating. And
I was creating content for people. Like, do you know what I mean? I was creating content for like different creators, different type of people, businesses, and all that kind of stuff. So I needed to know how to edit a good video and make it really nice and well packaged. And Final Cut was able to do that. So that was the software at the time, and you got a free 90-day trial with it as well. So it saved me money. And then what I would do is every time the trial would expire, I just go back and sign up again. And again, another 90 days. Yeah, just get another 90 days.
You shouldn't have said that now. Well, they're hardly going to be watching this anyways. But
imagine. Get a lawsuit or something in the fucking post.
Oh, so.
But now, like, it's that's what I use then. That's where I am now.
Yeah. So what about other apps? Do you use anything else or?
No, not for editing, not really.
No.
Like only my 2 main apps I use is CapCut and Final Cut Pro. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's
I don't think
grand,
I don't think you need to overcomplicate.
What's the other
it.
thing that you said that you use with that clips to the wall or something? For
That's the
your phone?
DJI mic. The DJI Osmo Action 3. So basically,
Alright, so you can
that's like the
stick
little GoPro.
that to anything on any wall.
Say if that was that's magnetic, obviously I could stick it to that, and then we get an angle.
Alright, so that's you just bring that around the gym with you now.
But with the gym, yeah, because I'm able to stick on machines and then give me like a very good angle, a very good point of view angle. But I use my phone as well, so I'd have my phone at one angle, then I'd have the DJI at another, and then in the editing process,
that's
then
the camera in itself.
Yeah. So in the editing, then I'm able to, like, say if I want to chop and change or I want to include 2 clips into the one, then I'm able to do that. Do you know?
And how was it? Was that expensive?
It was, I'm gonna say €600, but I got a kit. So I got like an extension pole, I got a battery pack with 3 batteries in it, and I got like screws and all other stuff then with it as well. So like it was a brilliant pack. What I got for for what I paid for it, I thought it was very good.
And I feel like that's handier instead of bringing like a tripod around with you to the gym.
Sometimes
or
it is like
So how big is that? Like
it's tiny. Like it's about the size of that.
All right, okay.
But yeah, probably the exact same size as that, a little bit smaller. Like it's great. Yeah, like it's brilliant.
I'm like, do I need this?
No, you definitely don't. But now, like I use it. Like the only thing about it is the mics, the onboard mics aren't as good as the iPhone. So if I was trying to vlog on it, I kind of have to have like a mic attached to it, and it's too small to have a mic shotgun on it. Do you know what I mean? Looking out. So that's the kind of bit like. It's still good mics, but they're not as good as say the iPhone, or they're not as good as the DJI, obviously. But that's kind of the sacrifice you make. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
and do you feel like social media has brought you a lot of like opportunities and
social media has, I owe an awful lot of my career in as being a creator to social media, and the people that support me and the people that like engage with my videos, like my videos, all that kind of stuff. It's absolutely crazy. It's given me so many opportunities that I never thought would be imagined, like able to come to fruition.
And you've went to loads of events and stuff like that now, haven't you?
Yeah, like not long ago, I think it was last month, November. What month did we November now, October. I think it was September. I was brought away with pennies to London for an event, and that's my biggest achievement to date. It's being brought away with a brand like Pennies. Pennies Primark are absolutely conglomerate company, and to be even recognised on their kind of radar is ridiculous. That's something I still don't get over now. Like even talking about it now, you can probably tell. Like I'm like, that's mad that happened. Like it's crazy. Yeah. Like being flown to a different country with a brand to just
I'll
be
pay
there.
for.
I'll pay for. Like it's madness. Like it's so crazy, and that's just another thing of the opportunities that can happen. Do you know what I mean? If you do really put in the graft.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably where your girlfriend Michaela, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, like her probably seeing like what. Like
100%. I think she's seeing it as well, like the potential of what she can get there. Like, because I feel like there's a lot more opportunity for girls than there is fellas. 100%.
Yeah, but there's probably more girls doing it, so it's a bit
that's what I mean.
to,
100%. Like even the fashion industry, like there's not many. Like even with skincare and all for men, like it's not talked about nearly as much as like girls would talk about it. And it's not like there's not many things happening for men's skincare and all, men's hygiene and well-being, which is actually madness. Like when you think
there's
about it,
there's another light bulb that you can.
That's what I mean. Like it's so much. Like it's.
Yeah, you actually. Do you know what? I think there is a fella, that I seen that does skincare, and he goes into chemists and stuff like that, and he has such a big following. But he's the only person I've ever seen doing it. I can't remember what his name is.
Is he blonde?
I don't know. I can't remember like what he actually looks like. I've seen a few videos.
I think I know who it is. I'll show you after, and then you can tell me about it soon.
Yeah. But it was just real random. I was like, he's doing skincare, like, you know, and that would stand out. That would honestly stand out.
Like I said this on a podcast a while ago. Like you need to be, as a man, like you need to look after yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like if you want to, like say, put yourself out there for like the likes of going out with people and all that kind of stuff. Like you want to be presentable in a way that like you do look like you look after yourself. Do you know what I mean? You need to be like, hygiene is really, really big. And I don't think it's talked about a lot, especially amongst men. Like for girls, like it's really talked about. For men, it's not so much, like, and I think it should be.
Yeah, I think it's just the way it's kind of seen to, like, if someone if a
It's
fella
the way
put up
it's-
like their skincare routine on
like,
Instagram,
look at him, like.
yeah, they'd be like, oh, he's a whatever.
Yeah,
Do you know
no,
what I
no,
mean?
100%. Like, a lot of people like would look down on it, but then again, with the people looking down on it, you have a lot of people that you're helping out. Then, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
and I've always said that, like, I couldn't care about any bad comment. I don't care, because I actually know it's kind of helped me a lot more realize that I actually am helping people. But now, knowing that I help people, like, I inspire people, I get, like, help people get through the days or whatever, I couldn't care about how many bad comments there are. Do you know what I mean? Because I know I'm actually out here helping people.
Yeah.
You know?
So what would be your next goal, or what do you want to achieve in the future?
I don't really know. Like, I'm kind of trying to take it day by day. I obviously have, like, long-term goals that I want to do. I want to just try and grow social media as much as possible. I want to try and help as many people as I can. In terms of the way I do content, the way I inspire people. Like, I want to inspire people to chase. Like, I've always said that I want to inspire people to chase their dreams, no matter the same circumstance. Like, look at me. I'm a prime example. Like, I'm not realistically, I am no different than anyone else. I push the same publish button, the same upload button as every single other person does. Do you know what I mean? So it's just a matter of just doing it and keep being consistent and just go with it. But yeah, like, long-term goals is obviously, I want to try and get to 100k by the middle of next year. Probably want to do that a little bit sooner. But
is this on Instagram or TikTok?
Both. With the way it's going, like, it's definitely possible. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, that's such a big reach.
100%. Like, and I think if I keep putting in the graph the way I'm doing it, like, I feel like I'm only getting started. Do you know what I mean? Like, I really do.
How have you? So you've obviously posted 4 times a day, consistently. For how long have you done it and not skipped one day yet?
Yeah, like, I've definitely skipped. Like, even today is a perfect example. Like, I'll only post twice today, I think. Maybe three. But, like,
that's still very good.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm in a routine now where I've here's a good answer to the question. Like, over the last 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, I've posted more than once a day. So maybe it's not necessarily getting to the 4 times each day, but it's more than once a day. And you have to remember, if someone is only posting once a day, you're posting more than once a day, you have more chance of doing better than them because you're posting more frequently. It's like, you get back what you give. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you put in the work, you're going to get back the accolades. Do you know what I mean?
Given another couple of years, it's going to be, you have to post 100 times a day.
Oh, stop it. You're like posting 50 times a day.
Yeah, like, literally, I feel like it's just getting, like, more and more and more.
Yeah.
It has to be better quality. It has to be more, like, you have to post more. You have to post 100%. On every platform. Like, oh, stop it. Yeah, so if anyone is looking to reach out or work with you, where can they find you?
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. Kavanagh7 is my platform. That's my handle for everything. Like, and it's great. I like the way it is, just Kavanagh7 for everything, because it's so easy to find. And like, a lot of people just know me as Kavanagh now, which is great. So yeah, Kavanagh7 for everything.
Thanks so much for coming on, Jay.
No problem at all. Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed. If you're looking to reach out, make sure to follow us on Instagram at Unlocked Potential Podcast or Demi's Nails and Beauty. See you next time.